It was our distinct honor to have the Honorable Ms. Marcy KAPTUR speak for a webinar hosted by the Polish section of Americans Abroad for Biden. Ms. KAPTUR, one of two Polish American congresspersons and a long-standing representative of Toledo, Ohio, has been active on Polish American issues at the community, national, and international levels. Her position can be recognized by the fact that no one is willing to run against her for her seat. We were grateful that she could join us.
Thank you for your utter commitment to promoting democratic values as Americans and Americans of Polish heritage. No nation suffered more than did Poland in shaking off the tyrannies from Nazism and the Soviet system in the last century. And with the new generation that's coming along, many don't even know that. And so I think you have to remember your experience, your lived experience, the knowledge that you have is extraordinarily important. And one of the most important ways for us to strengthen the transatlantic alliance is to advance our relations with Poland and adjacent nations. I devote a great deal of time to that in my work as a representative to Congress. I'm a member of the Polish caucus, a founding member, also the Ukrainian caucus, the Hungarian caucus, the Baltic caucus. We have many caucuses, but we recognize the criticality of the NATO relationship and the umbrella of liberty that is being threatened as we speak. And it's being threatened because of new forms of hybrid warfare. Many of those on the call recognize that. The power of the internet is extraordinary. It can unite, but it's also being used to divide. It's having an impact in elections and the seeding of division in many democratic countries. We have to come to understand that in a new way in this 21st century. We have to meet it and surmount it. And so for those of you who are involved in the business community, in the defense community, in the educational community, whomever you represent, the diplomatic community, we know we can win this fight. But we see new threats that are very serious. For Europe as a whole, because I chair what's called the Energy and Water Subcommittee of Appropriations, we are working very hard to try to help Europe regain its energy independence. That will involve technology. It will involve installations across Europe. And I know Poland can be a leader in that. I know that Poland, because of her technical expertise, not only can understand the challenge politically, but from an engineering standpoint, help us advance new technologies in the renewables area, in hydrogen, not just digging out the last BTUs of coal in the ground, but rather finding a way to build a world in which we can all exist in a comfortable manner. And that is a new challenge for the 21st century. I don't think when the 21st century started, we fully understood the criticality of energy independence. I think many people in the United States did, because we faced real severe crises back in the 1970s. And we had a president who founded a Department of Energy that has actually moved us forward, depending on who is president of the United States. But the energy front is critical because you can't be strangled by energy for those who control the supply lines. So this is a very big interest of mine. In addition to that, I'm looking for ways to expand exchanges between political leaders of Poland and the United States. Because of what happened to the mayor of Gdańsk, we've been pushing to create something called the Paweł Adamowicz Exchange Program between the Congress and rising leaders in Poland. And it would be a democratic exchange in honor of his life, while also strengthening democratic ties between our nations. I think one of the ways that Poland and the United States strengthen ties is by finding a way in Poland to acknowledge the US-Poland relationship that happened because of immigration. And all through the late 19th and 20th centuries, Uh, Literally, millions of people came to the United States from Poland. Many of the grandchildren of those immigrants are searching for their roots. And I think that Ancestry.com, a lot of the work that's being done, we should think a little bit harder about how to work with individual families to restore the history that is there. I think by linking people's personal histories back to Poland and finding a very artful way in which to do that, we can help to build bridges on a human level. And we know it is that support that has helped to develop hospitals in Poland, that has created the momentum for NATO following World War II and its creation. And so I just say for the new generation, I think we need to recognize we need a little bit more effort on the historical front. And perhaps the institutions in Poland that are hearing my voice, we can think about putting some effort toward that. And I certainly would be willing to devote time to it myself. So thank you so very, very much. I'm just thrilled to be a part of this. I hope that you will help me promote the 3 Cs initiative on the energy front that many countries in Europe are engaging in now and devoting financial support, as is the United States, to help Europe regain its energy independence, both for Poland's sake, but also for the sake of liberty across Europe. Thank you so much.